Hey everyone, welcome to Turkish series stars. Settle in, because what you're about to hear has the entire celebrity world buzzing. A set of images that surfaced online last night has lit up timelines and set hearts racing. Photos that allegedly show Sinem Ünsal and Ozan Akbaba saying yes to forever, and doing it far from the noise, in a dreamy corner of Spain. No big announcement, no red carpet, no media circus. Just the glow of sunset, a historic stone courtyard, and two beloved stars who looked like they were living inside a love story they wrote for themselves. The whispers started with a single post, a blurry shot of a terracotta terrace washed in gold. There, framed by ivy and the last light of day, was a silhouette in white, graceful, modern, no glitter screaming for attention. Standing beside a man in a classic suit with that perfectly tailored simplicity that always makes a statement without having to say a word. Fans zoomed in, froze frames, compared jawlines, and swore they could see that unmistakable smile of Sinem Ünsal. They said the posture, the way he leaned in, screamed Ozan Akbaba. And suddenly, what had for years been the subject of curiosity turned into a tidal wave of excitement. Had they truly tied the knot in a private ceremony, with Spain as their secret witness? You know how it goes, first come the sightings, then the theories. People who claim they were nearby talk about a venue wrapped in the romance of old stone walls and whispering bougainvillea. They mention a courtyard that looks like it belongs in a poem, with rows of simple chairs, soft fabric floating in a light breeze, and a narrow aisle strewn with petals, all glowing in the final rays of the sun. No stage, no fireworks, no extravagance, just details that felt intentional, refined, and intimate. If the images are real, this wasn't a spectacle. It was a moment designed for two people, shared with only the few who matter most. And the outfits? The rumors say Sinem Ünsal chose elegance over excess, a clean-line dress that hugged just enough and flowed just enough, modern but timeless, the kind of look that turns every step into a scene. No towering tiara, no heavy embroidery. Just a whisper of a veil, a neckline that catches light, and that aura of calm confidence that she carries so easily. Standing beside her, Ozan Akbaba wore a suit that balanced tradition and today. The cut was precise, the shirt crisp, the tie flawlessly understated. Together, they looked like a picture torn from a magazine yet softened by tenderness, a couple who didn't need to shout to be seen. Why Spain, you ask? Why now? Those who keep their ears close to the industry say the answer is in the lives they've built. Both are working endlessly, a whirlwind of scripts, set calls, premieres, and expectations. In the world where every minute is planned and every move is watched, some moments demand a quieter stage. Spain promises that, those romantic streets, those sunlit plazas that sound like footsteps in film, those centuries-old facades that lend weight to a promise. Imagine a city where time slows, where you can breathe in the history and breathe out all the pressure. It feels like the perfect background for a vow meant to last. Of course, none of this would be setting the internet on fire if the photos hadn't spread like summer wildfire. One account posted a collage, the archway strewn with soft flowers, the amber glow of candles catching on glass, a tiny cluster of chairs facing a view framed by the sea. Another account showed a tighter shot. Two hands clasped under a strand of lights, a ring that caught just enough sparkle to make people gasp. In the comments, it became a chorus of celebration. Love wins. Finally. We knew it. And then, from across fan circles and tabloid pages, came the avalanche, congratulations, theories, questions, and that delicious electric feeling that something huge is happening right now. All of this would be easier to confirm if there were a statement. But that, perhaps, is the most telling part of the story. Sinem Ünsal and Ozan Akbaba have long been known for protecting their private world. They give stunning performances on screen, they handle their careers like seasoned artists, and yet they draw a firm line around the pieces of their lives that belong only to them. That's why the idea of a hidden wedding, far from the crowds, doesn't sound impossible, it sounds perfect for them. The absence of an official word only makes the mystery sweeter, and the speculation sharper. If we're lucky, clearer images may surface in the coming days, or perhaps a subtle hint will slip through from them, a shared photo, a ring peeking out from a candid, a caption that says everything without saying too much. Those who claim to know more insist the guest list was tiny. Think of it. A handful of family, a few close friends, people who understand the difference between witnessing love and performing it. Picture a modest dinner with slow conversation and real laughter, a playlist that dips into cherished memories, and a couple who chose presents over pageantry. Some who shared the photos hinted that there was no grand stage, no complex choreography. Just a ceremony under the watercolor sky, with vows that drifted on the evening air and a kiss that felt both inevitable and new. The reaction online has been nothing short of a whirlwind. Fans flooded the posts with messages that read like love letters. They talk about how their energies match on screen, how their chemistry feels effortless, how this step, if it has indeed been taken, seems like the natural continuation of a bond that so many have admired from afar. They call it a surprise and, in the same breath, say it was just a matter of time. Even the skeptics, those who hesitate to believe until the stamp of certainty appears, admit that the details fit together too neatly to ignore. There's talk, too, about why now. Some say the timing makes sense, just after demanding projects wrapped, in a lull where the spotlight is slightly softer. Others suggest that after years of navigating attention, they wanted to set the tone for their next chapter on their own terms. Spain, with its warm air and old soul, could be a way to write a love letter to privacy itself. That choice speaks of intention. Not running away, but choosing wisely. Not hiding, but protecting what's sacred. The more the images circulate, the more certain details repeat. The sunset scene keeps appearing. The place looks historical, perhaps a cloister or a hilltop estate, where stone bleeds into light. The decor is minimal, white flowers, soft greenery, delicate fabrics that sway. A camera flash never ruins the moment, because there aren't any. The witnesses keep their phones down, or so it seems, which tells you everything about the respect in that small circle. And the couple, if the photos truly captured them, look calm, settled, and quietly radiant. There's a fullness in their expressions that speaks louder than any loud show could. From the first rumor to this moment, the story has grown gently but persistently. Gossip pages are eager, insiders are whispering, and the entertainment world is alive with the hum of possibility. The speculation that new photos could emerge is on everyone's lips. Perhaps someone will share a clearer angle of the aisle. Perhaps a friend will post a sunset shot with a cryptic caption. Or maybe, in a move that would suit them perfectly, Sinem Ünsal and Ozan Akbaba will stay silent and let the memory be theirs, even as the world tries to claim a piece of it. What no one can deny is the feeling this story has stirred. For so many who have followed their journeys, this union, real or rumored, feels like a celebration not just of a couple, but of choosing a life defined by authenticity. You can almost hear the echo of their steps in that Spanish courtyard, the way the evening folded around them like a promise. You can imagine a toast lifted in the gentle twilight, a bite of cake shared with smiles, a dance that didn't need a crowd to make it everlasting. If this was their day, then it was one built exactly the way they lived, precision in the work, poetry in the heart. And here's the part that makes the tabloids purr: for all the excitement, there's room for more. If the sources are correct, we're on the edge of a wave of clearer images, closer details, maybe even the couple's own subtle nod. The mere possibility has kept feeds refreshing and comment sections clattering. Whether they confirm, deny, or remain beautifully enigmatic, the narrative has already taken root. This alleged Spanish wedding, quiet, elegant, and unforgettable, has become one of the year's defining whispers. Still, the essence of the story is about choice. The choice to slip away from the roaring crowd. The choice to trust a sunset more than a spotlight. The choice to make vows that echo off old stone rather than stadium walls. The choice to let love breathe. If they did it in a way that fits them like a tailored suit and a flowing dress, subtle, sincere, deeply felt. Fans have filled the gap between rumor and certainty with hope. They recall how often the two have managed to balance public lives with private strength. They point to moments where glances carried entire worlds, where interviews hummed with warmth, where boundaries were held with grace. If the ceremony indeed took place, it brings those threads together: trust, discretion, devotion. And even if we somehow discover the photos were part of a project or a misread scene, the reaction reveals something true: people are ready to believe in love that chooses softness over spectacle. As the sun sets on the rumor mill tonight, the image that lingers is simple. A courtyard touched by history. A line of chairs waiting like held breaths. A dress that doesn't need to sparkle to shine. A suit that whispers confidence. Two hands meeting in the middle. And somewhere beyond the frame, a little group of loved ones, holding a secret that belongs to them. Spain carries it gently, the sea keeping the rhythm. We'll be watching, carefully and respectfully, for anything the couple might share in the days ahead. Maybe a photo, maybe a small caption, maybe just the flash of a ring in a casual snap. Or perhaps silence, which can be its own kind of confirmation for those who understand how private happiness can be. Until then, the story lives in the glow of those images, in the rush of the comments, in the hearts of fans who have waited for this feeling. Whatever happens next, remember this. Sometimes the most powerful headlines are the ones written in whispers. And if those whispers led Sinem, Ünsal and Ozan Akbaba to a quiet yes beneath a Spanish sky, then this year just got its most romantic plot twist. You've been watching Turkish series Stars, where we bring you the stories behind the sparkle and the secrets behind the smiles. If this tale made your heart race, make sure you hit subscribe, tap like, and share with a friend who always wants the latest scoop. Stay close. We'll be right here, watching the horizon, ready to bring you every delicate detail the moment it breaks. Until then, may your evenings be as golden as that sunset, and may the next chapter bring exactly the kind of love story you're rooting for. If the photos are what they seem, then somewhere in Spain a promise has already been made, and whether we see more or not, the world won't stop talking about it anytime soon. Here's to elegant secrets, heartfelt vows, and a couple who might have just turned a private dream into a beautiful reality, one quiet breath at a time.